live broadcast, so don't be too hard on us. Now, we weren't actually able to do it in the garage because where we live out in the country, we do not have good internet service. So we're actually not in the garage right now. So unfortunately, Rocky can't be here, but we have Puddin with us over here. Wawa's got Puddin. Lift her up a little bit. She's sleeping. But if you can see us live, say something in the comments so we know that everything's working good. Hear us and see us good. But what we're going to do is go down a bunch of questions that you guys commented on the post that we made. I don't know, it's been probably a month ago or more now that we posted we were going to do this. But anyway, we got them all written down here, and we're going to go through the comments and answer questions that, we're good? Is it saying we're good?
Can they see us? Yeah, they see you.
Okay. So anyway, first off, I know a lot of you guys just refer to me as Sleeperdude. A lot of you guys have figured out my name from other stuff, but my name's Josh, or Sleeperdude, whatever you want to call me. And you probably don't know that her name is Tosh, so it's Josh and Tosh. And we got Ralphie and Squeezy and Wawa here. We always call them some sort of pet names, but that's the ones that seem to stick. But anyway, I guess we'll get started going down our list of comments here. First question I have written down here is, what editing software do I use? So I use iMovie editing software. So the way we film all our videos, you've probably seen us holding the phone and some of the different camera angles. But yeah, I just use my iPhone, and sometimes we use her phone if we're driving and we need an in-car and out-of-car. We just use phones. And then I edit all on my phone up until the last video we did with a laptop. But I've always edited them just on my phone. So I spend a lot of time editing, if you didn't know, but I spend 2 to 3 days editing a video. So I'll usually film for 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and then I'm laid up in the recliner trying to stay awake, editing it for the other 2 or 3 days. But are you guys going to say hello or anything?
Hello, hi.
They do speak. They're just camera shy.
All the time.
They're always camera shy. But so yeah, I spend 2 or 3 days editing a video usually, and just do it all on my phone up until the last one we bought a laptop to do it. So I work a full-time job, which is I'm not working as much as I used to. I used to work 60 hours a week at my day job. I do auto body repair. So I went to a vocational school for auto body, and I do frame, body, and mechanical work during the day. And like I said, I used to work 60 hours a week for years and years. And now I'm working a little bit less at that, working more like a 40-hour work week, and I do the YouTube stuff in the evenings and weekends. So usually in the evenings, we're out there working from, whatever time I get off work until, 8 o'clock at night. I'm not the type of person to work late at night. You guys that work till midnight, 2, 3 a.m., I'll do that if it's like a really pressing thing, like we have an event we're going to and we just have to get it knocked out. But in a normal day-to-day life, I don't work super late at night. We usually come back in and, we watch. I always say we're watching Jeopardy, but usually it's really like some movie from the 90s or something. I really love movies.
A terrible movie from the 90s.
Yeah, so I'm a super movie fan. And so we've kind of got in the habit of, watching movies. So can you hear us good? Is everything good?
Yeah, I think
we got
so.
any comments? It's hard to tell on our end if the audio and stuff's good, but
Yep, we're good so far.
Anyway, so yeah, usually we watch movies at night. We try to still do stuff as a family, and when we're not working on cars.
Hello, Alan. Hello.
So anyway, let's get into another question here. How do I maintain a positive attitude? Well, I do get mad and stressed out with some of this stuff, but I have the type of personality, I guess, where I'll let it build up and build up and build up, and people won't even know I'm mad or angry. So usually people will think I'm in a really good mood, and sometimes I'm not always. I will get stressed out.
But it doesn't show.
It usually doesn't show, and if it does show, you'll know it. I'll usually be like throwing a tool or something, but that doesn't happen very often. But oh, it's hat day here too. Should I put a sombrero on for this? I feel like I should put a sombrero on.
It's not gonna fit your head.
I don't want to mess up my hair.
That's too big.
So the next question it's going to block Ralphie out. So the next question I have is plans for the RV. So we still have the RV. Our eventual plans is we would love to like take some big family vacations in it. Like I love traveling and going on trips, and I always want to go somewhere new every time. So my dream with the RV would be we need to fix the walls and roof on it. It's not, totally rotten, but it's got a leak in the top corner. So I got to pull it in the shop and rebuild the structure of the body. And I would love to eventually go on like a trip out west in it. I watch too many cowboy movies, so I really love going out west. Me and the wife went to Utah for our anniversary a couple years ago. Seen some old ghost towns and stuff. So I'd love to take them. None of us have ever been like to Yellowstone, so I'd love to go to Yellowstone. Yeah. And was it Cody, Wyoming? I'd love to go like see some of the stuff out there that I've never seen before. I'd like to travel out west more and actually use the motorhome to do it. I'd love to eventually like fuel inject it and put overdrive. So we have no plans of getting rid of the RV as of right now.
They want to see your feet.
My feet? Oh, yeah. I've got them on. We got our Reef flip-flops on. And Mac Jenkins, who sent us these flip-flops originally, actually sent Ralphie a pair of flip-flops this week. So he has Reef flip-flops to open an RC Cola. We actually do have RC Colas and Vainias here. We're going to get into at some point in this video. But I'm going to have to take this off so we can see Ralphie.
You need to say hi to your crazy Uncle Chris.
Oh, yeah. Say hi to my Uncle Chris. You know who you are. He's one of my biggest fans for sure. My dad's brother, Chris, he watches everything and really love that guy. So let's go to something else here. Let's see. Would you like to own your own auto body shop? That's a hard no on that. I would much rather not do any sort of, especially collision repair on my own. There's so many hoops to jump through with that. And doing auto body, there's a lot of expensive equipment and stuff you'd have to buy with like frame racks, paint booths, paint mixing systems. All the chemicals and products you use, they basically don't last forever, so you're all the time having to buy stuff like that. You can't just let it sit around forever. I do like doing restoration stuff, but although I'm really outgoing person, especially probably on video, I'm really kind of a hermit or whatever when I'm off video, so I don't love interacting with customers. I'm always like nervous to interact with customers and stuff, so I really, as of right now, don't have plans of like having a shop where I do auto body or anything like that. Maybe restoration type work or like building hot rods, because that's I really love building like drag cars and stuff like that. Maybe one day. It would have to be the right customers though, because I don't deal well with customers.
He's too nice of a guy.
Yeah, I hate telling people no, and that's probably a problem for owning the business for me. All right, let's go to something else here. Do your kids have real names? Yes, they do. The only reason why we call them by nicknames is because there's a million people watching us, so we just always call them by nicknames on the channel, and we do call them by those nicknames at home most of the time. Unless they're in trouble, then they get full name. First, middle, and last on that, from mom especially.
Exactly.
But they do have real names. That may be revealed at some point when they're older, but right now we just call them by their nicknames.
So, how old are they?
Oh, how old's everybody? So, Wawa, you're 13, right?
Yes, I'm
All right,
13.
and he is
10.
Ralphie's 10. I got it.
Okay.
And Squeezy is 9. So people have asked if they're twins before. They're not twins. But they're only 13 months apart from each other, so that's why they're about the same size. But yeah, they're going to be before too long. They don't have too many more months, and they're going to be 10 and 11. But me and Wawa have a birthday around the same time. But one of the questions you guys ask is because our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok is Sleeperdude88, and people ask where the 88 come from. If I was born in '88, no, I wasn't born in '88. The '88, she did my Instagram. And Sleeperdude was not available. Somebody else had it. So she just put 88 on the end. But I had I don't know why you did it, but I had an '88 Turbo Coupe Thunderbird. Do you know why you did it?
I think you told me to, but
maybe I said it. I don't know. There's a lot going on. But probably just because of my '88 Turbo Coupe was one of my favorite cars. So that's probably where it came from. I mean, it's really just kind of a guess. It's really hectic around here. But what's the next one? Should I move to Tennessee from Canada? That's a yes. You should move to Tennessee. Tennessee has good tax rate stuff, and it's in a good part of the country where it's not too hot, not too cold. You can get to the beach somewhat easy in a day's drive. So, yeah, you should move to Tennessee for sure. Does Sleeper Mom have a job outside of the home? So, are you going to answer?
I did forever. And then when 2020 happened and all that, I didn't have a job anymore. So
yeah, the kids got out of school for a year like all your kids did, and she came home to watch them, and ever since then, she works from home now. She does a little bit of work from home, makes a little money working on the computer at home, but as far as leaving to go do a day job, no, she does not anymore. Used to be for a long time, but not anymore. How often does Rocky poop in your cars? He really doesn't much. Rocky, if you didn't know, Rocky was bottle fed from a baby. So we got Rocky when he was 3 days old. And I wish we had video of that because he was smaller than pudding. Like, he was a quadruplet. Is that the word?
Yeah.
So his mama had 4 babies and he was literally this big when we got him. And he wore a diaper and lived in our house and slept in our bed and everything when he was a baby. So
yes, he slept in the bed. I do have pictures of that.
How long did he stay in the house? Like a month or something?
Probably 2 months or something.
So that's why Rocky likes people. You may have seen that in the dark cleanup video, but Rocky really likes people because he was raised by people. So I guess he thinks he's a person. And if I had video of us going in and out of our house we live in, if you keep the door open at all, he will walk right in the house.
He'll just follow you right up right on in.
He acts just like a puppy or a dog would. He will walk right in the house with you.
And he also, we took him to the racetrack, and it was like, how far away was that? An hour and a half or something?
Yeah, we took him to Crossville Dragway when I raced my Starlet, and
he didn't use the bathroom the whole
yeah.
time.
So he's pretty much house trained. Rocky is, but his daughter Pebbles is not. If you watch the Fairmont video, she is not. So anyway, we're through the first page here. I like checking off lists, as you can tell. All right, what's the next one? When will Ralphie get a go-kart or a small motorcycle? Well, if you watched all of our videos, you'd know that he actually has both, right?
Yeah.
So what do you have?
I have an 80cc dirt bike, and we have I can't remember.
It's like a Predator 212 engine, isn't it? On the go-kart.
Go-kart.
So he has a 2-seater go-kart with suspension and everything. And me and him traded dirt bikes. So he had a JR50 Suzuki, and I had an XR80R Honda. And he wanted the bigger one, so I swapped him so I can use the little one as like a pit bike at drag races and stuff. And then he can, drive the bigger one. It's his size now. So he does have both of those. The go-kart we need to work on a little bit. It needs the belt tightened up on it. So what's next? Favorite album? So I honestly, 99% of my life, I don't listen to music. I like music. I play the drums. My wife actually plays the piano. Wawa plays the piano. Ralphie plays PlayStation 4. I don't listen to much music. I really do like, my mom kind of ruined me on like 90s Garth Brooks country and like Whitney Houston stuff from the 90s, so I really like those. I I hate all modern country for the most part, except for maybe Chris Stapleton. I like the old, like Leonard Skinner and stuff like that. I like that stuff.
Yes.
But Wawa is a big time music person, but I don't listen to a lot of music, honestly.
What do you listen to?
Oh, all day long, I listen to podcasts and I watch YouTube videos.
Documentaries?
Documentaries are my favorite thing to watch ever. So I love like learning new things. I do watch a ton of documentaries and listen to a ton of podcasts. Usually history podcasts is what I listen to. I wear headphones all day at work. And obviously I can't play music either while I'm making a YouTube video or they'll get me for copyright. Right?
Why do you always wear flip-flops?
Why do I wear flip-flops? So that's a good question. At my day job, I have to wear like steel-toe boots all day and, like long pants and steel-toe boots at the body shop. So when I get home, and especially in the summertime when it's hot, I want to be comfortable. So I don't like dealing with socks and shoes and stuff. So I just put flip-flops on. I've done that for a long time. If you watch my old videos, I've done that for a long time now, so I just like them for comfort. I know it's kind of probably dangerous when you're running a grinder or something, but I got some pretty fast feet. I drop a lot of stuff, and I usually move my foot out of the way before it actually gets there.
Jeez.
But, all right, what's now? Did you go to technical school? Yes, I said before, I went to Tennessee Technology Center is what it was called back then. For auto body, me and Hot Rod Hoarder on YouTube went there together and became best friends in auto body school. Go check out his channel. But yeah, we went to auto body school together, and then I've been doing body work now for, I don't know, it's been 20 years. I've been doing body work now in body shops, so it's pretty much all I've ever done. I had a 63 Nova was my first car. My dad has a car collection as well that are in similar condition to mine for the most part. Don't be thinking fancy here. We're just talking about cars in the yard. And he gave me a 63 Nova that used to be my great uncle's, then it was my grandpa's, then it was my dad's, and then he gave it to me. And that's where I learned how to do auto body was when I was 13, I started taking night school for auto body at Tennessee Tech. And me and my dad went together. And during the summers, when I was like 13, 14, 15, I took day class and night class at auto body school. So I would be at auto body from like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. working on my Nova. And now I wouldn't have built it the same way, but at the time I shaved the door handles, shaved all the moldings. And we V8 swapped the 63 Nova. And then I got to the point of running. And the engine lost oil pressure because I didn't pre-lube the engine, and we had an oil filter. The seal blew out on startup, and I didn't catch it, so we lost oil pressure. And that project actually never got finished, and that car is still at my dad's house. He owns it again now, so it ended up being his again. But he has several Novas. Okay, what would your best? What does it say? This is your writing.
What is your best choice for the person want to buy the first?
First project car. What was my best choice for that? Man, it's hard to beat a Crown Vic. Really, like I feel like they're like the most dependable car for the money you can buy is a Crown Vic. I used to drive a detective Crown Vic, a black Crown Vic for a few. I never drive anything for long. I'm not one of those guys to keep a car for 10 years or something. I had the Maverick.
He sells everything, even if we don't want him to sell it.
Yeah, she wants to keep everything.
Yes.
And, a lot of people say, I can't believe your wife let you have all these cars in the yard, but honestly, she's the one that gets mad when I sell them. So I'm not the type of person to want to keep a car. I like building cars, and when I get to the point where they're done, I usually sell them. So, what?
He does not work for Duel. No, he doesn't work for anybody named Duel.
No, I used to work with a guy named Duel, a body man, but I don't work for a Duel and never have. But yeah, I usually don't keep cars around for long, but the question was good first project vehicle, man, right now, probably like a Crown Vic or like a 99 to 04 Mustang is cheap right now. Like cars that are at the bottom of their value, like late 90s, early 2000s cars. I just always kind of, I'm not a Ford only guy. A lot of people thought I was because of all the Ford videos, but I'm not a Ford only guy. My dad always had Chevrolets growing up, so that's why I started out with Novas. And then I worked in high school like a little bit at a Mustang shop. A friend of mine that had a Mustang shop, and it kind of got me hooked on Mustangs. My dad bought an '01 Bullitt Mustang brand new, and I kind of fell in love with that car too. So I just ended up being more of a Ford guy. A lot of Chevrolets are expensive too. Like if you go out and buy a Camaro or something, it seems like they're always a little more expensive than a Mustang. So yeah, like anything from the late 90s, early 2000s right now is cheap. That's what I would recommend for sure. We already answered that question. How did Ralphie get so strong? Do you think it's the Vainias or what? You just naturally
Protein bars, tuna.
Protein
He
bars?
does like tuna.
Yeah. Ralphie has a very interesting diet. So all my kids have different kind of diets. It seems like we all eat something different, but he has always loved like fruit, and he just eats like meat and fruit is about all this little boy eats.
I love fruit.
Except for like
he doesn't like cakes or cupcakes or sugar.
I mean, if it's like the whipped cream frosting, I love that.
Yeah. He doesn't, he's not big on sweets at all, and he loves a Whopper. Is that your favorite thing ever, or is there better than that?
That's, I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe.
So, and then Squeezy likes a lot of the sugary sweet stuff. She likes eating cereal and sweets and stuff, right?
And cake.
And
Also,
cake.
I like cheap frosting better than expensive frosting.
I didn't know there was a price difference, but okay.
And Wawa over here, she will basically eat anything you'll serve her.
And she likes to cook. She likes to make stuff.
Her and Tosh are really good about eating
We
almost
like all
anything.
the vegetables.
I don't eat any vegetables at all. So Ralphie got so strong from his strict diet and weight training. Okay. All right, we already answered that one too. Plans for the Falcon. So
It's a keeper.
the Falcon is definitely a keeper. I'll tell you something funny, and you probably realize if you watch the Will It Start video on it, but when I bought that Falcon, I didn't realize that it was a little bit rare. So I knew it was a two-door Falcon. I know they're kind of hard to find, but then everybody was commenting saying, that's like, apparently, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that's a 63.5 Falcon Futura. So I think they only made them for like 6 months with the hardtop like that, which it's not a Sprint. A Sprint would be even more rare, but it's an original Futura. So the plans on that are probably going to be, my plans change a lot because I buy so many vehicles anymore. But my plans are probably going to be, it's going to get an engine and transmission swap. That transmission that's in it is pretty much hot garbage, as Sloppy Mechanic would say. And it's totally shot. And I like the inline six, but there's not a lot of stuff for them with the cast-in cylinder head and intake. So it's probably going to get an engine swap and transmission. My two possibilities here are probably going to be the 302.50 we took out of the Fairmont Futura, or a 2.3 turbo is what I've been rolling around in my head. So that's eventually going to happen to that. We actually have some parts ready for that to do a little bit of a restoration project. So you guys have wanted me to do a restoration project, and that is my eventual goal for the Falcon, the 63 Falcon. So I will be getting to that. I've already started a little bit of work on it that I filmed. But we need to get on the Falcon. It actually stays inside our garage all the time. So all my favorites are in the garage. So that is one of my favorites that is actually in the garage right now.
Okay, so I think I have got that guy off of the chat. So.
Oh, was there a bad chat person?
Yeah. If I didn't, I'll try to do it.
Okay.
I think I kicked him off there.
All right. Well, that's no good. So. Here's some more questions.
People are retarded sometimes.
Okay. So, it says, where do you live? So we live in East Tennessee. That's about as specific as I get with it. But we live in East Tennessee, and I grew up in Middle Tennessee. So if any of you guys are from like the Cookeville area, Putnam County area, that's where I grew up. You probably have seen that in some of my videos where I went over there to my grandparents' farm. So I grew up on a beef, cattle, and tobacco farm, and we pretty much worked nonstop on tobacco and cattle and hay and fixing fences. And I almost learned zero of that stuff. I just didn't have much interest in it. I probably know a lot more than most people do, but it wasn't my interest. My dad and my grandpa really had an interest in farming, and they know everything there is to know about it. And my grandpa grew up on that property, so I just didn't learn a whole lot of it because I didn't have a huge interest. But my dad and my grandpa had old cars around there, and like if an old farm truck got broke down or tractor, they would just park it usually. So I always wanted to get my dad's cars run that he had sitting around there. So when I was his age, that 63 Nova, I was about 10 years old, I think, when my dad told me I could drive it when I got my license. So that was like my first will it start, I guess, was when I was about 10 years old getting my 63 Nova running. Got it running right there in my grandparents' yard and drove it up and down their road, which their road, they were like the only people that lived there. There was 3 houses on that road, and 2 of them were my grandparents. So when I was, a young kid, I would drive up and down that road with my Nova, and I always loved getting stuff running. My dad had like an old C10 I got running. He has a 61 Galaxy station wagon that I got running. I always loved getting old stuff running, but I never filmed it. Like, if you go back and look at my old videos, like when I got my LTD station wagon, we tried to get it running, but we didn't film any of it. And also, I bought a 44 two-door coupe, if you look at one of my old videos of it.
That he should have kept.
She wanted me to keep, got mad at me for selling it. I owned that thing for 3 days, and I tried to get that. It had a flathead V8 in. I tried to get it running. I so wish I would have filmed this stuff, but I had a Model T for a while, a 1919 Model T. Center door sedan, you should look it up. It looks like a stagecoach with an engine. And chopped the top on it, never made a video on it. So there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes where we buy an old car. We always, when we first got married, we were buying and selling and flipping cars and getting them running, cleaning them up and selling them. And at the time, that was back 2004, 2005 era, and I wasn't even on YouTube at the time now, but we didn't film any of that stuff, and I started seeing these Will It Start videos, and I was like, man, I couldn't believe how popular they were, and I was like, I've been doing this stuff, over the years, buying cars, getting them running, selling them, and I thought, I've never videoed this side of it. I've only videoed my drag car builds because that was what I had a really strong interest in. So I finally decided to actually film one, and the first Will It Start video we ever did was our next door neighbor had that red Ford F-150. I think it's like an 84 F-150, and the neighbor asked me to get it run. It was her husband's truck, and he had died, and she wanted to get it back going again. I think it had been sitting 17 years. So we got it going, and I videoed the whole process, and it eventually took off and was one of our more popular videos. So after that, we just kept videoing what we were doing and buying more cars and turned into this. What?
So they want to know if we get 500 likes, can Ralphie dance for 10 seconds? Will you dance for 10 seconds if we get 500
Oh my gosh.
likes?
I will.
That's
Squeezy
funny.
will dance.
Maybe.
Squeezy will always
I
dance.
might.
Oh.
And we've had a lot of comments about Granny's ears. We haven't done anything to Granny's ears. She was born that way. It's the type of goat that she is. We have usually call her creepy goat because
So
she
La
she's
Mancha?
La
Very
Mancha.
creepy.
Yeah, so that's factory. Her ears are factory like that.
Yeah, we didn't do anything to her.
She looks around the corner of like the barn.
Everything.
Yeah, she has. She's like deaf, so we didn't know why she was all like. You'd see her at the corner of the barn like this, looking at you. She's always watching you, And it's really creepy because her head kind of looks like E.T.
Yes.
But we figured out that she couldn't hear. So, yeah, that's what's up with that. I already answered how much do I work. So, I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm usually working till 8:30 at night, and then I'm done. I don't work super late at night at all. What does it say? Already answered that. Do we have a website? No, we don't have a website. I do own the domain name, but I've never done anything with it. I should probably get on that. Some of you guys probably think I'm a computer whiz, but honestly, I am like the opposite of a computer whiz. So we didn't even get on Facebook until like a year and a half ago or something like that. So only thing I ever did was like, I was early in on YouTube in 2008. And I was early in on eBay in 2004, I think. But as far as being a computer whiz, I didn't even email for like 15 years until I started getting serious with the YouTube stuff and having to email people. So I don't know how to hardly use a computer that much. I'm learning. I have to ask a lot of questions to people that are smarter than me, like Hot Rod Hoarder. But he's really good with that stuff. Anyway, what's next? We already answered that. Projects we had before, like older projects. So I mentioned some of it, but what really started our channel back in 2008 was my 73 Maverick Grabber. So I traded a motorcycle to a guy named Eugene for a Maverick, which that's always a good start to a project.
We've dealt a lot with Eugene.
There's a lot of Eugenes we've encountered in this process, but I traded a small motorcycle for a 73 Maverick Grabber 302 car that had a rod knocking, and like really bad knocking. So I ended up changing the oil and putting straight gear oil in the engine, and we drove it to a cruising or two like that, and it quit knocking. We eventually pulled that out, and I took my 88 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, which was my first turbo car, and at the time, I don't know why I did it, but I pulled the engine transmission out of it and put a 2.3 turbo and a 5-speed in a 73 Maverick Grabber. And if you go back, that's my very first video is my 2.3 turbo Maverick Grabber. That thing ended up running, it's all 8th mile around here in Tennessee. So we ran 8.0s at 90 miles an hour, 89 or 90 in my little Maverick. And that thing was super fun. We ran up to like 30 pounds of boost at certain times. And then I ended up swapping that over to a 460 and a C6 with a Detroit diesel turbo. And we went 660s with it. And that's the car that really started our channel. We had some of the Maverick videos got pretty popular back in the day, but then I kind of didn't take YouTube as serious after that. Do you have a question for me?
I was just going to say, we have reached out to a lot of the bigger channels, and we haven't really got a lot of feedback. So if you guys are that serious about wanting to see us with somebody else, maybe you could reach out to the bigger channels because, yeah. Yeah,
it's hard to get a hold of the bigger channels. It's hard to get a hold of me, honestly. If you guys have direct message me and stuff, I'm sorry if I haven't got to all of them, but I spend probably 2 hours a day answering comments, and it's almost all I can do to keep up with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I've never answered a TikTok comment ever, I don't think yet, but I get a lot of direct messages, and it's very hard for me to answer those because it's one in a million that I end up answering one, really.
Well, just not enough hours in the day.
I just don't have enough time where I would. So another old project was our 83 LTD station wagon. You guys may have seen it. So it was like the perfect sleeper driver street car. So this car would get 30 miles a gallon. It had, it ran a 650 at 110 or 11 in the 8th mile. Had air conditioning, overdrive, lock-up torque converter, fuel injection. It was like the perfect driver street car sleeper. That's where the Sleeperdude name came from. Was my Maverick was stock looking wheels with hubcaps, hoops, flat hood with a big block and a turbo, and the LTD was the same way. It was stock appearing hoops. They were actually from Wheel Antiques. All of them have been. So Coker actually sells them, but they're you can get them in any offset and width. So I would buy them because I'm super picky about things like that. But that's where the Sleeperdude name came from. Was we were all the time building the sleeper car. Even my Starlet, which wasn't so much of a sleeper, but it had a totally flat hood and all flat, all original body panels, and it was a twin turbo V8 Starlet. So that's where the Sleeperdude name came from. Was I was always built sleeper cars ever since my Maverick. What's next? Already answered that. How did the channel get started? So back in the day, me and Hot Rod Hoarder used to send videos back and forth on. Some of you guys may know of streetfire.net, which was like YouTube for just car videos back in the day. But me and him would message or email each other back and forth videos, and guys I went to automotive school would show us videos on streetfire.net. Then YouTube became popular, and I started watching videos on there. And Hot Rod Hoarder was on there a little bit before me and probably got me into it the most. But I just started watching videos and watching guys like Sloppy Mechanic, watching his old Fairmont builds. Really liked his channel and the way he would do like a walk around of a car. And I just started doing walk arounds on my Maverick, and the rest is history. But we've actually been doing this, for a long time. It just recently got popular. One thing also to mention with that is from 2008 until, I don't know what it was, 2019, 2020, I didn't edit basically any video. There's a couple Maverick videos, if you go back, that I edited on YouTube Studio, but I had no editing software for the first, 12 years, 13 years. So, it was very important to hit that record button at the right time and stop it at the right time, because I had no idea how to change any of that. So, all my videos for, the first 12 years have zero editing, no thumbnail picture, no catchy titles for the most part. I had no editing skills. I just started editing videos on iMovie, 2 years ago. So, I edit all my videos myself, but that's how, I changed the way I was doing it. I learned how to edit. Because of that, my videos went from 2-minute videos to now a lot of them end up being an hour long. Let's see. Why do I call tires casings? Uh-oh, I said the T word.
This is the question of the day.
Yeah, there's if I had $1 for every time I answered that question. And that's when I know when new people are on the channel. That's the question I get. Why do you call tires casings? So I used to work with an old body man that had a big white beard and tobacco spit staining his beard. And he had worked in the retread industry, and he had worked on big semi-trucks. And he came into work, when he started working with me, he would say, "Oh man, that thing right there, look at the casings on that thing," or "that thing would lift the casings," or whatever. And I'm like, what is he talking about? So I worked with him for several years there, and he would say stuff about casings, and it just caught on, and I just thought it was really funny. So casing is the body of the tire when you're doing a retread, when they take the tread off. The body of it is called a casing. So that's where the word comes from, and that's my buddy Levi I used to work with in the body shop. That's where I got that. That's the $1 million question probably. So it just became a funny thing to say, and now it's stuck. How many animals do you have? So they're her animals for the most part, and she's the crazy animal person. I like the animals, but it's really her thing. She's the one that takes care of all of them and takes good care of them. So how many animals do you have?
I don't know, really. I have...
Here you go. Here's your list you wrote down.
Oh my gosh. Well, 2 dogs, 1 cat, 1 mini pig that's probably not really a mini pig, 15 goats, 2 donkeys, 10 cows, 10 chickens, and 4 guineas. Was it 40 or 50 animals or something? Oh, we don't have to say the whole number.
So yeah, we have a lot of animals, a lot of goats.
But we didn't get them for the channel. We've had them forever. I've always been an animal person. We've had animals the whole time.
Yeah, we've always had animals. So even when we
15 goats, I think.
Yeah, I think there's 15. So we have a lot of animals. She takes care of them. She does a good job with that.
We did have ducks, but they didn't stay in the pond, so we don't have ducks now.
Right. We've had a lot of animals over the years, a lot of them. What's next? How many cars do I have right now? So I counted them up before he came over here. I think I have 17 now. So we have kept a lot of the cars. Big question you guys are always asking is, how many of the cars do you keep? How many of the cars do you sell? So, like she said before, I'm not the type person to keep a car forever. Once the project is done for me, I'm just done with it, even if it's like my favorite car in the world. I enjoy building cars. I don't really enjoy owning cars that are done. That may change with time, who knows. But yeah, I have 17 right now. There's a few of the cars on the channel that have got sold that were completed. But the only thing that's for sale right now is I would sell the NASCAR Galaxy, the 64 Galaxy 500. It's for sale right now. If anybody's interested in it, they could email me. Turbo Josh 91mm at yahoo.com if you're serious. But that car is for sale. Aside from that, it's the only thing for sale right now. We sold the Rambler. We sold it. It was very rusty, and it was just, in order for that car to get fixed, it was going to take so much work that we sold it. I sold the Mustang Coupe Rollers, that one of the original 7 cars I bought from that Ford collector. They were just roller cars that we cleaned up and sold. I sold the 90 model white Super Coupe. So I still have my 89 5-speed Super Coupe because I'm such a Super Coupe, Turbo Coupe fan. SVO Mustangs, Cobras, I love that stuff. So I sold the automatic 1990 Super Coupe, but I did still keep my 89 Super Coupe, and there's a video coming of it soon. We're just waiting on one last part for that one, and that car is actually going to be running hopefully soon.
And we're waiting on parts for my truck too. We are not selling the truck.
Right, we still have the F100. We're waiting on parts for it. We have the Fairmont Futura is one I'm dying to work on. We're waiting on, there's really one part that we're really waiting on it that is stopping me from making all my engine and transmission mounts, so you'll see that car soon. Yeah, there's a couple different cars. You know how it is right now. Everything's on back order right now. But yeah, several cars are waiting on stuff. What's our P.O. box? Is it 3411?
Yeah.
P.O. Box 3411, Riceville, Tennessee, 37370 is our P.O. box. What's next here? What other questions do we have? I already answered that.
Rocky shirts are coming. We're working on Rocky shirts.
Oh, yeah. Rocky shirts, yeah. She's been working on designing the Rocky shirts. She's been doing all the shirt designs. You may not know, we have the traditional Sleeperdude shirts, but we also have the Flip-Flops and Maypop shirt, and we have Ralphie Approved. There's a T-shirt with Ralphie on it with thumbs up saying Ralphie Approved. That's out there, too. I already said where I'm at with the Fairmont. I'm dying to do that. I haven't drag raced a fast car in over 2 years, and it's killing me. I really love drag racing, like, you know, I like unibody, you know, V8 turbo cars, so I'm dying to get on the Fairmont and get it at the racetrack and see what that thing will run. Did I already answer all this? Yes. So, what's the story with Squeezy's name? So, I have called her a bunch of names over the years. Squeezy, Squiggle, Smoothie. There's a lot of names. I've called all of them over the years, but I don't know where I come up with this stuff. I just start calling them something and it sticks, so that's where the names come from.
How long have we been married?
How long have we been married? Oh, my whole life. It's been forever. We have been married for going on, this year will be 17 years. So here's a story for you. You probably want to know. So me and her went to junior high and high school together. So we met when we were 13 years old, and then we went to high school together. We graduated from high school together at a small school, and ended up getting married. And then we've been married for almost 17 years now to the same woman for 17 years. So it's been a long time. What's next? Is Wawa interested in working on cars? I haven't seen her in that many videos. So,
Well,
are you interested in working on cars?
I like some of it. I usually have a lot going on too, so that's why I'm not in the videos as much. But
Yeah, she takes piano lessons and has basketball and student council and nerd squad.
Yeah,
stuff.
so like during certain times of the year, I try to put out a video every 5 days. And so if you guys kind of understand my schedule, I work a normal job, Monday through Friday. Then we have church twice on Sunday. Then Wednesday nights we go to church. And Wednesday nights we have music practice because I play the drums. And she sings at church, and Wawa sings at church, and Ralphie runs the board in the back to do the words on the wall. So we're all involved. So it's a very tight schedule, and certain times of the year we have piano recitals, and he played baseball a few years, and he was on the basketball team this last year. Wawa's on a basketball team. So it's very hectic around our house to get all this stuff done. Let's see. Future plans for the Turbo Coupe Thunderbird. So I have an 88 Turbo and an 87. The one it could be fixed, but it's really a parts car right now. My eventual plan, probably, the plan has changed. It was a different plan. And then the Fairmont came along. So I was going to do something different, but now the plan is to get the 5-speed probably out of the other Turbo Coupe and put it in my rat car, the nasty rat-infested Turbo Coupe, because the engine runs strong on it. I still haven't even fixed the issue I have where the car randomly dies on me. So that car runs perfect a lot of times, and sometimes it won't run at all. It was my daily driver for a long time, and I need to get to work on it. But I've already kind of talked about what inspired me to make videos and do these. I really like teaching people stuff, honestly. I don't like a lot of small talk with people when it's just like, how's the weather? But when it comes to like being able to really talk about stuff that matters, I really like teaching people stuff, and I hate how certain people know things. Like, you got a really fast drag racer or something, and they don't tell you
like what to do,
how to do it. So I've always been a total open book. I've never been one of those money racers where I wouldn't tell anybody anything. So I really started my channel to show people how to do some of these weird engine swaps and how I did it all. When I did my Maverick, I actually had to write the wiring harness out on a 4x8 sheet of plywood to figure out. I just took a wiring harness off that I found and wrote out the wiring harness on the wall and figured out which wires had to be hot, which ones had to be ground, and figured out how to wire it myself. It took me 2 weeks after I had it all wired up to figure out how to get it to run. So I always just like to teach people stuff. So I guess that's part of why I did it, was showing people what stuff I was building. So do we live on a working farm? I would call it a hobby farm. It's more of just enjoying animals. Every now and then a cow or something might get sold, maybe. But for the most part, it's just her hobby. For years, we lived in houses that didn't have enough land. We actually have 8 acres and a pond and a creek. It's really pretty. So it's really a perfect place to raise animals. So it was her dream to have like a little small farm. It's really a hobby farm. Now, I grew up on a working beef, cattle, and tobacco farm, like I said. And Tosh, her parents, when she was a kid, had like a smaller cattle farm.
Yeah.
You did pigs and...
Yeah, we had pigs too.
Pigs and turkeys and chickens too. So when she was a kid, they had one for a while. I grew up in it, and I kind of wanted to leave some of that behind. But as I got older, I grew to enjoy it more. What happened to the 67 T-Bird? So the 67 T-Bird, we got it running, driving, and as I said, I kind of turn them loose when I get done with the project. So I really like that car. I had ideas of pulling the 390 and automatic out of it and 9-inch and putting it in something else, but I did love the body style. Ended up selling that car recently to a guy in Middle Tennessee, and he actually made it look really good. He may be watching this live stream, but sold that car to a guy in Middle Tennessee, and he has been doing body work on it, and it's actually looking really good. He sends me messages every now and then on updates on it. So we did actually sell the 67 T-Bird. As much as I did like the body style of that car, it just needed more work than what I wanted to do on. I would like to have an old luxury car, but the problem with the older luxury car is usually like all the power options don't work. So that was the issue.
The
you gonna say
dash
something?
was
No,
really
no, I'm
cool
good.
on
It had the coolest dash. Ralphie's right about the dash. Do I plan on putting a new engine in the 64 Galaxy wagon? I'm leaning towards like rebuilding the engine on the 64 Galaxy wagon. I actually called the machine shop about it, and it was like a 2-month wait on that. So I'm leaning towards pulling the engine out and having it bored and honed and rebuilding it on the channel. I know we could probably get it running, but I think all of us know where that would end up. It'd probably just be smoking and down on compression a bunch. It'd be cool to do like a hot rod build, like dome top pistons, rowdy hog leg cam. That would be cool. Put a 3/4 racing cam in it.
Zoomies.
I have big plans for the Galaxy wagon. Obviously, it needs some floor pan work. It needs engine work. It'd be really cool to put a 6-speed in it. I don't know that I can afford a 6-speed. So let's go to the next thing. Purchasing and it started this first repair. First vehicle I purchased. Is that what that says? That started this first repair.
Mm-hmm.
So first vehicle I purchased. Well, my dad gave me that '63 Nova, which he has again now. That was my first car. First car I think I ever bought. I bought a '64 Nova for $100, and it would have been a good Will It Start video, but I paid $100 for it. It was a 80,000 mile '64 Nova 4-door. I got the inline 6 running and the 3-speed on the column. I bought like a Mr. Gasket floor shifter, which apparently those aren't available anymore when I was looking for one for the F100. And me and Hot Rod Hoarder used to street race race in Mexico every day, going home from auto body school. And that was like my first car I bought. It was a $100 car. And then I bought a 85 Mustang Coupe that ran and drove for $400 from a car lot. That was my second car I ever actually purchased. Do you sell these vehicles? Yes. So I do sell some of the cars, like I said earlier. I say it to a lot of people in the comments, it's 50-50. It's probably more like 70-30 we keep. We still have like the Metro Mite.
We're kind of keeping it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, let me know. I'm thinking about revisiting the Metro Mite and trying like 24 volts on it to get it started. But still have the Metro Mite, still have the RV, still have the Malibu, the Fairmont, all the, a bunch of the Thunderbirds, the Darts, the Savoy, the Galaxy, bunch of stuff. We got all kinds of cars still, but we do sell some. We got the F100, but yeah, we still keep a lot of them, but I do sell some of them. So you can't expect me to keep all of them. I can't keep them all, guys. I don't have room for all of them. Let's see. I think I answered all the ones on that page.
We've been asking where we get the RC Colas. Walmart does carry RC Cola, but the glass bottles we get from the local co-op.
Have you thought about turning the Ford Fairmont Futura into a Bob Glidden drag car? That's really cool. That's not really my plan for it. I always tend towards trying to do a sleeper car. I really don't have any plans on turning it into like a tribute car, although I do love old drag car tribute cars or NASCAR tribute cars. But I usually veer towards like stock appearing hoops, stock flat hood if I can get away with it. I don't know that I can we're gonna have to get creative with the intake on the Fairmont if we're gonna fit it on the stock hood. But I think initially it's probably not gonna have a hood for a while until I may custom make an intake for it. Is what I'm thinking about doing for that. What events will you be at? That's what my dad's wondering all the time. So there's a lot of events that I want to go to. I'd love to go to all these events. I do want to go to the Cletus and Cars event at Bristol this year in September. I've actually submitted a request to be in the Open Comp Burnout competition, but I haven't got an answer back yet. So we'll see how that goes. I plan on going to that event probably either way. Sometimes we get down to the wire on an event we were planning on going to and we don't have a vehicle ready. We usually always go to Ford Fest. I plan on going to Holly Ford Fest. We might, depends on how this thing goes, we might end up trying to go to like maybe even Mopar Fest. I don't have anything now to go to LS Fest with unless I drove my tow rig there. But I would love to do Drag Week. If I could get the Fairmont done. I figured out that a lot of these projects take me longer to get done than I think because I'm used to kind of, in the past, working on one vehicle at a time. And right now I'm working on about 15 at a time. So I would love to get the Fairmont Futura done with the big block twin turbo setup and take it on Drag Week or like Sick Week event in the future. I've spectated on Drag Week, but I've never actually went on one. I thought about going on Power Tour, but it's coming up real close, and a lot of my cars need a little bit more work to make it as far as that drive is right now.
But you've done Power Tour several times, right?
I actually went on Power Tour with my dad starting in 1999. So I went to Panama City 99 with my dad on Power Tour. We went every year, and we went, I don't know, all throughout the late 90s, early 2000s. We went every year, and we went several times since then, but it's been a little bit since I've been to one. I don't remember the last year we went. They came to Chattanooga one year, and we went. Mm-hmm. We went to Beach Bend and Bowling Green with the Crown Vic a couple years ago to Power Tour. So I'd like to go back to Power Tour. I don't think I'll be at the one this year because I still need to do more work to the Falcon really to get it ready. Is it illegal in your state to have more than 5 non-running vehicles? Not that I know of yet. I think in the city limits, there's a bunch of rules, but we live in the county, so not a lot of rules on stuff like that. Have you thought about getting sponsors? I would love to have sponsors. We have a couple people that have helped us. Super Clean, Degreaser has sent us some stuff. We've worked with Holly on some stuff. Trying to think of anybody else. IceCo, Coker Tire. So there has been some people help us out. There's not really a dedicated sponsor for the channel as far as somebody that, sends us money. That doesn't happen. But we get a lot of help from with parts prices and stuff through a couple places. Circle D, that's going to be coming up in a future video. Circle D torque converters. So there's definitely been some people help us out with stuff, but no dedicated major, nobody sends us money is what I'm trying to say. It was what I'm trying to get at with that. What about a giveaway or a build giveaway? I need to figure out about how you do that legally. Like, I know you can only give away so much without having it all official with lawyers and stuff. But, what? Oh. So, anyway, I had to figure that one out. But maybe one day, right now, I don't know that we could financially just give away cars. I would love to get to where our channel is popular enough to make enough income to do something like that. But we did a giveaway on what was it? Was it the Savoy video? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Savoy video, we did a giveaway with t-shirts and stuff like that. And I actually sent the guy a reply, and he never got back with me. So you might want to check your replies on your comments on that video.
If you comment on that video.
If you comment on the video, look at your replies because you have been sent a notification that you have not responded to, and I will mail you your stuff. is Vaina the pig going to turn into Vainas one day? Uh,
Oh God.
We don't plan on eating Vaina anytime soon. Times would probably have to get pretty tough for us to do that.
Zombies.
Do I get along with my neighbors? I have good neighbors. We haven't had any run-ins really with any neighbors to speak of on me driving my cars around there. I actually have good neighbors, especially Mike the neighbor. If you're watching, Mike the neighbor, he's the best guy as far as our neighbors. I love him. He's awesome. He comes over and checks on what we're doing a lot. I need to get him in the videos, I guess. But shout out to Mike the neighbor. Do your kids get much feedback at school? So do people talk at school about our videos much?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Squeezy? Does anybody say anything to you?
My boyfriend did.
Your boyfriend?
A lot.
God.
What?
Who is this?
Squeezy has a boyfriend?
Oh no.
So people don't pick on you though or mean about it?
No.
Really?
Well, not really, no. They might like make a joke about something like hazmat suits.
Oh, people make jokes about him being in a hazmat suit, yeah. So, all good things for the most part, all good things. But, people at their school have said stuff to him apparently about it. They've talked to me a little bit about people at school. Has this caused problems with my day job? No, I have a really good boss that has really worked with me on starting to work a little less hours. And so I've been able to work a little bit less hours lately on at my day job. So I've tried to start working a little less there and a little more at home. And my eventual goal would be to maybe one day do this full time, but right now that's not an option. So maybe one day, but it hasn't really caused any problems per se. I'm sure he would like for me to work more hours at my day job, but I've been tapering
Here,
back
wait,
on hours.
let's show them how you pop it off.
Oh,
They're
Ralphie's gonna
asking.
open an RC Cola.
Can you
Let's
see
see.
it?
He's never done this before with his new flops at all.
Oh God.
Make sure
This
you don't
is
let
not gonna work well.
the liquid.
Yes, we still have the RV.
Wait,
Yes.
I'm trying to
Get it.
find
Hook it in there, boy. All right, turn it down.
Wait.
Oh, good job. Oh.
Can I twist it off?
If you can, I don't know. I always pop them off with
Yeah,
my
that
flip flops.
twists
So
off.
how do I open balls with my flip flops? That's another question. So these are Reef flip flops that Mac Jenkins sent us. Shout out to Mac Jenkins for sending the flip flops. They have bottle openers in the bottom.
He's watching.
I'm not a magician, okay? So yeah, man, I need glasses on. What's our next questions here? What's a dream car build for me? Oh man, my dream cars are ugly Fox bodies. So Fairmonts, my top Fairmonts would be a two-door box top or a station wagon. Probably my dream car would be a Fairmont wagon. Is probably my dream car. Something with overdrive and fuel injection and all that. I've actually never owned a Fairmont wagon, even though it's on my t-shirts. I owned an LTD wagon, which is the same car with a different front end. Aside from that, I really only like unibody cars for the most part, unless it's like a big cruiser car. So a Nova station wagon or two-door coupe or a Falcon, early Falcon wagon, or like the two-door Falcon I have. Those are basically my favorite cars. I always like really small cars, the really lightweight cars, like the Starlet I had. I did sell the Starlet because we couldn't all fit in it good, and we honestly didn't drive it a whole lot as much as I thought. Car went 5s in the 8th mile. It was the craziest thing I've ever drove, and it ruined Ralphie on how fast cars are because now he gets in like a darn Corvette and he thinks it's slow because that car ran 5s. Well, I'd be doing a complete turbo installation. The Super Coupe is getting a complete turbo installation. We've been videoing a video for the Super Coupe, the 89 Super Coupe, switching it over to a turbo and doing a bunch of engine work and computer work. That video has been being filmed for like over a month now, and we are waiting on one more part to get that video done. So you should see a Super Coupe Thunderbird video soon. Let's see, what's next? I gotta mark these off.
Oh, Holly did not send us any money. No.
No.
They haven't sent us a check.
No checks from Holly yet. Does your wife cut you and Ralphie's hair? She used to. Back when I used to just buzz it off, she used to. But nowadays, we go and get it cut. We spend the money. I don't get it cut enough. You probably can see in some of the videos where we got like a parts delay. The beginning of the video, I may have longer hair, and then I have short hair. I go and get my hair cut like once a month, so I need to do better with that. It's all turning gray, though. Do my feet get cold? Yes. In the wintertime, they do when we're working outside. If you watch the video of us pressure washing the F100, my feet like to have froze off out there. And I went inside afterwards and soaked them in a hot tub and put house shoes on. I was froze up. So, yes, my feet do get cold from time to time, but not too bad. What happened to the Dodge wagon? So the next video you see will be the 64 Dodge Dart station wagon. We've already filmed it and I'm working on editing it. So in the next few days you should see a video, but like I said earlier, it takes about 2, usually 3 days for me to edit a video. So I spend a lot of time editing, so I'm constantly working trying to get these out. So we still have the Dart wagon. There'll be a pretty funny video coming out in a few days. I don't want to give it all away, but we used the trailer hitch in the video. I'll say that. Already answered that. How do you find your cars? So actually, Ralphie spends a lot of time on Facebook Marketplace looking for stuff. He's all the time like, Dad, I saved you something on there. And usually it's a truck. It's usually
Rangers or...
Ralphie likes Ford Rangers. He will eventually probably own a Ford Ranger.
No. I don't do trucks.
Oh, Wawa doesn't like trucks?
Nope.
She likes small cars.
Little small cars.
Yeah, me and Wawa like small cars. Mom and Ralphie like trucks. Now I won't say don't like all trucks. I really like crew cab dualies and crew cab 3/4 ton trucks from the 60s. I'm more of a fan of a lower vehicle than a raised vehicle, so I really like a slammed crew cab truck that's a dually. I really like them. I've never owned one, but I'd like to own one. Here's a great question I just thought of. Does Squeezy like any of our old cars? Is there any of them you like?
No, none of them. I hate them all.
So Squeezy has the opportunity to be in any video she wants, and she doesn't like to be in too many videos unless it's like a fun time, like we're just driving it or something, doing something crazy. She'll get in it, but they're all able to get in the videos. They don't always want to be in the videos. So we find most of our cars on Facebook Marketplace or word of mouth. Hot Rod Hoarder will tell me about a car that he's seen because he trades around a lot. My dad sometimes will tell me about a car for sale, or me and Ralphie have stopped in a few people's driveways asking. Ralphie's been dying for us to stop and talk to a couple people that we've seen cars in their yard. So
Also, I like manual
And I like jacked up trucks.
he likes big 4-wheel drives and manuals. So we find a lot of them on Marketplace. I wish Craigslist wasn't dead, but Craigslist almost doesn't exist anymore. What is my favorite hobbies outside of this? So I'm almost a car-only guy. Obviously, I work in a body shop, so I'm working on cars all day. Then I'm doing these videos at night. I really love drag racing. I like autocross racing as well. Actually, Tosh has actually drove on the autocross track a couple times. I love doing burnouts and stuff like that. I actually I'm into things that shoot at targets, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I can even say that on a live stream, but so I'm into stuff like that. I'm not a hunter though. I just like shooting, but I don't really know how much of that I can show on YouTube. I'd love to show that stuff, but we do get out and shoot from time to time. I like watching movies. That's about my favorite thing to do. If it gets dark, I'm watching a movie. Like that's the only thing I want to do. I like going to the movies. I like watching movies at home. Not really much on TV shows, just mainly watching movies. What What else do I have as a hobby, honey? Is there anything else that I
Um,
can't think of? Things that I do like to do, but I don't know. But it's mainly cars and pow-pows and stuff like
I
that.
like to
Watching
go to
movies.
car shows.
I do like going to car shows a lot. So as a kid, I grew up. My dad had primary custody of me after I was 4 years old. So we all our vacations I went on as a kid with my dad were car related stuff like power tour and car shows. We went to Street Rod Nationals and Good Guys shows. We would go to the Daytona Turkey Run every year. So we went there every year back in the later 90s, early 2000s. We went every year. So we did a lot of stuff like that. My dad, we always traveled a lot to car shows and stuff. Pudding's down here inside the sombrero now. So, what? Okay. So, what do your kids aspire to be? So, did we hit 500 likes? Is that what he said?
Yes, we're over 500 likes.
So, are you gonna floss it or what back here?
They're gonna dance.
We hit 500 likes, and
What's
the people
the dance?
earlier were saying we hit 500 likes that the kids had to dance. So, you will do the what's the one they do? The lizard thing?
Komodo Jack.
Komodo dragon. You gonna do that? So we-
I thought we should do something different though.
I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
Have you ever been to the Pigeon Forge car show?
Oh man, I grew up at the Pigeon Forge car show. So we went every year to the Pigeon Forge Rod Run, or it used to be called the Grand Run when I was younger. So we went to the Grand Run, and we went to Shades of the Past pretty much every year. Did we go last year? We went up there. We usually nowadays we go up for the day on Saturday, but my whole family used to go. So my great grand oh no, what's going on? So
Oh god.
my great grandparents, my grandparents, my uncle Chris and his wife and kids, and me and my wife and kids, my dad, we all used to get a cabin up there behind the Red Roof, if you know where the Red Roof Mall is in Pigeon Forge, and we would go to the Rod Run and stuff. And so, yes, I've been to Pigeon Forge a bunch. All right, I think we're done. So, what do you want to be when you grow up? Wawa, that's the question.
Okay, well,
She wants to move to Australia.
Yeah,
That
Wawa
is for
wants to move to
sure.
Australia.
I do have a passion to move to Australia.
And what do you want to do for a job?
I've always wanted to be a doctor, so.
Yeah, so Wawa wants to be a doctor in Australia, apparently. Do you have a plan yet, or what?
I have a plan. So I'm gonna go to college for 3 years and then get a degree and then move to Florida and get a big house in Florida and then I'm gonna work a part-time job and then go to YouTube and do some YouTube stuff. And
She used to ask us how long you had to go to college to be a pop star.
Yes.
So-
yeah, and I'm gonna sing a little bit. And I'm gonna, my job is gonna be a pet person, you know, like a veterinarian, a pet person that take care of pets. Part YouTube and part singing.
Okay, there you go. That is an elaborate plan. I didn't know all those.
Wow.
So, what do you have a plan?
I'm gonna go live in Pigeon Forge in the mountains in a cabin.
Okay.
I don't know how many kids I'll have.
Okay.
And I don't know what type
Where
of
did you
job
get
I'll
your
have.
hat?
Where did I get this hat? So this hat is leather, and I bought it at Oatman, Arizona. If you haven't been to Oatman, Arizona, it's definitely, you need to stop there. So the Oatman family, they actually got abducted there by Indians, and almost the whole family was killed, and they named the town after it. So
And there's donkeys that live there.
there's wild donkeys,
town.
and it is a mining town from the late 1800s. And the donkeys were used in the mine, so go to Oatman. That's where I bought my hat 2 years ago. I love Oatman, Arizona. I'd love to go back, but my wife won't take me.
That's not true. Not true.
I
So,
have a question for you.
yeah.
Why do you wear that hat instead of this one?
That hat is hot and heavy. And this hat right here is like a $1 hat that Ralphie was given by somebody.
By my great grandma.
And it fits my head, which I have like a 2XL head. So it's surprising that it actually fits me. But that's why I wear this hat.
Would you ever put a tunnel ram on the wagon?
The wagon, yeah, sure. I'd put a tunnel ram on anything. I love tunnel rams. My dad had a 57 pickup truck, Chevy pickup truck that my great grandpa bought in '58, and he had a tunnel ram on it on a 265. It's like an intake that sticks up really high, you know. So yeah, I'd put a tunnel ram on it. Here's one. Where do you want to retire and travel to? I don't much see me moving. I've thought about moving to like South Carolina just because it's like still in the mountains but close to the ocean. My wife would probably like to move to Florida at some point. She loves the beach. I don't really like salt water and hurricanes and sand. I like looking at the ocean for like 30 minutes and then I'm good. But I don't really plan on moving. Traveling. I actually have a map on my wall with circled places I'd like to go that I've never been. Places, like I said before, like Yellowstone, like the Redwood National Forest, Monument Valley, Lake Tahoe, Yosemite. I'd love to see the pyramids. I would love to travel. Pretty much all the major stuff you can think of, I'd love to go see it if I haven't seen it already. What is this? Already answered that. Already answered that. The only thing for sale is the Galaxy. Already said how me and my wife met. We went to junior high and high school together. We got married right out of high school.
Can they say hi if they see you in person? Can they come talk to you?
Yeah, definitely come tell me hi. There was a guy come up to me when we were at the Ark Encounter in Kentucky a few weeks ago, and a fan came up and talked to me. I couldn't believe I had a fan. But yeah, I've met some of you guys out there you may be watching. I've had people come up and talk to me at Ford Fest. Where else was I? Oh, like on O'Reilly's. A lot of times I'll be at a parts store and people will recognize me and talk to me. It's really weird to me that they know who I am now. But yeah, definitely talk to me if you see me in person. I'd love to talk to you. I even seen somebody at the kids' school that knew our channel. It was funny. Already talked about why do I not have a fast car. Why don't I have a fast car right now? I don't know.
We're waiting on parts.
We're definitely waiting on parts on a couple things. We plan to have another drag car and showing us going to the track and racing it and everything soon. I'd love to do a video of like side-by-side drag race of two of our cars. I thought about doing that for a while, but I haven't ever done it. Does Ralphie have a vehicle for when he gets his license? He really likes the F100. Him and Mom have kind of like co-claimed the F100 truck, so there's a possibility that could be his one day, maybe, as far as driving it to school. I'm not sure. What is Puddin' eating now?
She's got your
fork. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point they may be driving some of these vehicles you see on the channel if we keep them long enough to have them on there. Are we going to do a full restoration? The first one that would probably happen like that is going to be the Fairmont Futura. I do plan on doing all the body work and rust repair, painting the car, redoing the interior. I plan on completely restoring the Fairmont Futura one day. It says, do you plan on making a ramp into your shop? Well, if you watched enough videos, you might have figured out that my shop is 60 feet long and it has 2 doors on one end and 2 doors going the other direction. So on the end doors, like where I was working on the Galaxy 500 in a couple videos, we poured a concrete ramp there, but we never did do the other side, which is where you see most of the videos from, because it needs a drain put in and gravel and then concrete, and I avoid house projects like the plague. And if I did all these house projects like that, I couldn't get videos out every 5 days. So eventually, I plan on doing a concrete ramp into my shop. I've actually talked to my neighbor about helping me with that, so we may be doing that soon.
Who do you watch on YouTube?
Oh, who do I watch on YouTube? I watch Cletus McFarland a lot. I watch Sloppy Mechanics, Hot Rod Hoarder. Richard Holdner has a lot of good information. I'm trying to think of other people. We watch some of Ice Cream Garage's stuff, some of Junkyard Dig stuff. I'm trying to think of other ones that I watched that I really like. Oh, the Hamiltonville Farms. Yeah, we watched them. Okay. Let's see. Do I still have the Opel station wagon? No, that is one of the few that got sold. So the Opel station wagon, the reason I sold it, my wife actually asked me, like, if you could build any car you had back at that time, what would it be? And I said the Opel wagon would be my top pick. But unfortunately, what that car needed was a complete tube chassis with sheet metal floors and firewall. And all the glass was in bad shape. All the weather strips were shot. So you really needed to start with something a little better if you were going to do something that serious. So after the engine was so stuck that there was no way it was going to run without total rebuild, I actually sold the Opel station wagon. So that one has been sold. Have you been approached by Armor Vaenas to do ads for them? No, we have not been approached by Armor Vaenas. No, we have not. That'd be awesome to be sponsored by RC Color or by Armor Vaenas, but we have not. I know that I say Vaenas wrong. That's another comment I get all the time. But I know it's Vienna sausages, but I just grew up in the tobacco patch and heard people call it that, and it just kind of stuck. I think it's funny. It's kind of funny to me now, so I just stick with it. Okay, is that the end of our... I think that may be the last page of it. So do we have any live questions that haven't... you've been watching the live feed a lot, huh? If you have some questions in the live feed, you can do them now. Because I'm kind of out of...
They're doing them now.
Oh, gosh.
Here they come.
So I can't even see the live feed questions from here. I have Puddin' down here chewing on my toes. So is there any questions that I haven't answered that they would
Do you like spam?
Do I like spam? Yes. I like fried spam. You cut it up, fry it in a pan like Dad did, and I love it.
I like it. Spam's awesome.
And why is Rocky not here?
Why is Rocky not here? We are not at our garage right now because we don't have good enough internet. Puddin' is here. She's down here underneath the table. But Rocky couldn't come because he's also... There's a lot of stuff I have to edit out. He's very inappropriate sometimes on camera because he's a boy, if you know what I mean.
Can you say acres?
Can I say acres? Probably not. I can't say oil, right?
He's actually tongue-tied as well, so that isn't...
Yeah, some words I say funny is because I'm actually tongue-tied and never got that one fixed from the factory.
What's the car you really want to find? Like, what would be, like, just super cool?
Probably the car I would love to find, some sort of, like, rare, like some crazy big block car that's rare, like an old, I don't know, or some low production number car, like, I'd love to have one of the original, like, turbo Fairmonts they made. I really like low production specialty vehicles, mainly Fords for the most part. But, yeah, it'd be cool to have something like that if I could afford it. I don't know if I got enough in the envelope for what I would really want.
Do you like moonshine?
No, I actually don't drink, never have drank. So,
don't smoke.
I don't dip and I don't chew and I don't run with those that do, I guess.
He jokes about it.
Yeah.
Do you like fried bologna?
I'm not a huge fan of fried bologna. It's okay. My wife likes bologna better than I do.
We have one cat.
Oh, we do have a cat, yeah.
I like bologna. I don't like it fried though. Well, I'll eat it fried.
I'll eat it
Ralphie, when are you starting your own YouTube channel?
I don't know.
We haven't really thought about him doing a YouTube channel. I'm not big on kids having their own internet access this young of an age.
They don't have cell phones.
My kids don't have cell phones. They don't have social media, so I guess they'll have to get that when they grow up and move out of the house or something.
Is there a 454 build coming soon?
The 454 is already sitting down in the Fairmont. If you haven't seen that video, it's out there. We just got to build our mounts for it, mount our turbos, and get our computer and stuff in there.
What about liver mush?
I've never had liver mush. I don't know exactly what that is.
That don't sound good. What's a liver?
What's
What's a liver? It's probably like pig liver.
So,
Mom, I don't have a dream car.
You don't?
I don't have like a dream car.
I have a dream car.
No, I like trucks.
Can I say my
I wouldn't want anything that was like super fixed up or super nice.
So, Here's a question. I kind of know what kind of cars you like, you know. So would you rather have a big cruiser Cadillac, or would you rather have a truck?
That's too hard. You know, I like the Cadillacs with the wings.
Her favorite cars are big cruiser cars and trucks, both. So I'm not sure which one she would rather have.
Yeah, that's too hard.
She really likes both of those. I tend to like anything no one else likes.
Yes.
I'm not really very trendy on stuff. I usually I want to drive something no one else. I'm not going to pass anybody else that has it. So dream car doesn't have to be a specific, but a type of vehicle, you know.
Okay.
For Ralphie.
Kind of old, Ford Ranger, 5-speed, step side, like 40 size casings.
Oh, you like a
We
big
got the
casing?
honky donk.
So you want a big, huge
Yeah.
lifted Ranger.
Yes.
So do you have a dream vehicle?
I want one of those long, like 80s cars, you know, like long.
The big long cars? You like the big cars?
Yeah.
Like the Lincoln?
I want it huge pink with red flames, and I want to have 4 seats in it with 2 cup holders.
Oh wow, this is very specific.
And I want a wheel with, you know, like a Barbie and a little dolls.
Yes, I need me a thin
So
caddy.
Wawa, do you have a dream vehicle?
Mine would probably have to be a Jeep, probably a Geo Tracker, because I just love them so much.
So when Wawa was a baby, I had a Geo Tracker, and that was like one of her first cars she probably ever got to drive was my Geo Tracker. So she fell in love with that.
I remember it.
So we got more live questions.
Yes. Well, what's your favorite color for a car?
My favorite color for a car is always blue or something close to blue. Me and Wawa
You like black.
both like blue cars. If I'm painting it, it's probably going to be blue.
You like black also.
I do like black cars. Black cars are a little harder to keep clean, but if you have a comment, put it in the live chat, because if we don't get any more comments, we're going to head out of here at some point soon. You got anything else there? But
Bojangles, KFC, or Popeyes? We don't have Popeyes near here, but it'd be Popeyes.
if we had a Popeyes here, it would be Popeyes. I don't know. I really like KFC probably between those two.
Still got the Super Coupe.
Still got the Super Coupe. There's a Super Coupe video. Almost all of it is filmed. We're just waiting on one last part to get it done. Been working on a lot of wiring and stuff on the Super Coupe lately, trying to do the computer stuff to get it ready to go. But
Do you think electric vehicles are just the hype for now? Are they stopping? Are they going to take over the world?
I mean, I think that would depend on how laws change, but I don't know that electric vehicles are ever going to fully take over. If it did, it would be a long time out, I think. But I think electric vehicles are definitely coming on strong.
Why don't we have horses?
Why don't we have horses? Because horses are a lot of work.
He's scared.
I was going to say,
Yes.
I love looking at horses, and I like tame horses, but I got bit by horses when I was a kid, and they scare me. I'll get near them, but I'm scared a little bit.
How's your motorcycle?
The motorcycle's awesome. I've been riding it a few times here lately now that it's warmed up. And Ralphie is really mad that Mom hasn't let him ride it yet since it's warmed up. She's a little worried about the safety of him riding on the back of it. I need to put a few more miles on it probably.
Yes.
I want you to put like a small seat on the back.
It's got seating for 2.
Well, I know, but I'm scared of
Like a backrest?
Yeah.
A sissy bar on the back?
Yeah.
Has Ralphie seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Have you seen the whole Old Brother Where Art Thou movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we watched it.
We fast forward a few parts.
Yeah, they've seen Old Brother Where Art Thou, but we tried to fast forward through some of the language in it.
See, he said don't let you ride the motorcycle. So.
I
I got a supporter.
Facts.
Did you ride the motorcycle?
I think
I know
she
Wawa
did.
did.
I did. It
She
was
did around the
awesome.
yard.
Loved it.
We
It's
rode down
awesome.
the road.
I think they've all rode on. Mom's even rode on. Have you? Once around the yard or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all rode on the motorcycle, but not long distances. I really like it though. But it's done, so there's a chance it could get sold because it's done. I love it, but I'm bad to sell stuff that's finished.
Does Ralphie like Mustangs?
Yes.
Favorite,
Well, I
I
like
do
newer
too.
ones. Newer ones.
favorite movie car? Me?
Oh man, for me, favorite movie car. Probably the Bullet car from the original Steve McQueen Bullet movie is probably one of my favorites because my dad owned an '01 Bullet. I like the Charger from Fast and Furious too. That's pretty cool too. The original Charger from Fast and Furious.
You gonna do a meet and greet sometime somewhere?
Yeah, I do a meet and greet sometime somewhere. It just never has came up. Now we were at Ford Fest this last year, and we met some people there, but we didn't have like a real booth set up. We were just set up in the pits there. But yeah, we ran the Falcon at Ford Fest.
What's your favorite
engine?
engine?
Favorite engine?
Just like all time, like is there a number one engine?
I really like big blocks. I tend to think that the Ford 460 is a better option than the big block Chevy just because of its factory architecture. So I think if you're working with a factory block, it's hard to beat a 460 Ford. You can make them really big cubic inches. So I really like the big block Ford a lot. Kind of went with a Chevrolet on the Fairmont because I just already had it. And, you know, parts are also pretty cheap for them.
Do y'all sell merchandise?
Do we sell merchandise? The only way to buy our merchandise is below the videos. If you click on the t-shirts that are below, it takes you to the Teespring website, which is not our website. It's just Teespring's website. And that's where you can buy our merchandise. We don't have our own website selling it, though.
When did you learn how to play the drums?
I learned how to play the drums. It's probably been over 10 years ago. My wife played the piano at church, and I went to music practice, and my father-in-law had me sit behind the drums for one music practice. And that very next Sunday, I was playing the drums in front of everybody at church with no experience. So I learned live in front of a crowd is the way I learned how to play
Which
the drums.
car was the hardest one to get running? And which one had the worst brakes?
It depends on what you're talking about because the Metro Mont never got running. That was the one that beat us up the most. We may revisit it if you guys want to see a second attempt to start the Metro Mont. That was the one that kicked my butt the worst. Probably next to that, the Dark Coupe took 43 attempts, which I have to think that Richard Petty was giving us his blessing on that because, I mean, we're starting a blue Mopar, and on the 43rd attempt, it runs. You think that's coincidence?
I think not.
I think not. Any more questions on there that we haven't already answered?
No, some of these we've already done.
Okay. So
What do you do for a living? He works all the time.
I work all the time. I do auto body and for a living at a collision center. So I fix newer cars. If you look at our second channel, Sleeperdude 2, I actually do auto body work during the day on new cars and fix wrecks all day long.
How do you send Ralphie some animal crackers? You can send it to the P.O. box.
Yeah, the P.O. box, if you want to send something to Ralphie or Wawa or Squeezy or me, or the wife, is P.O. Box 3411, Riceville, Tennessee, 37370.
He's not a workaholic. He's just very motivated, ambitious.
Yeah. I try not to work too late. I try to balance it. I try to spend time with the family and work. It's very hard to have a good balance, especially in the last year. It's been really tough to have a good balance with that. But I do go to church. I go to their sporting events and all that stuff. And we watch movies together almost every night. So I try to do good. It's just hard to do it sometimes.
What? This is the best question of the night. Why do you make fun of my family's mechanical skills?
Listen, you haven't met all of her family, okay? You won't understand. No, I don't know. It's just the go-to joke is to say something about her family's mechanic or
He really does like my family.
I really love her family. They're more into football and working on house stuff and sports. So they're not car people. I guess that's why I give them grief.
Do you watch sports? Do you have a favorite football team?
I don't watch any sports. The only sport I ever played was I played t-ball for a year when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Where you hit the ball off the
What time do you start your day? He starts at 4:50 in the morning and starts by answering you guys' comments.
Yeah, every morning at 4:50, 5 o'clock, I start answering comments is what I do. But to finish answering the sports question, I don't watch any sports. I don't watch football, baseball, anything like that. I don't even watch professional drag racing. I used to watch Street Outlaws, but it kind of got repetitive for me. Every now and then I'll watch it, but I'm not much on TV shows really, or sports.
The flip flops are Reef sandals, REEF, and they have the bottle opener in the bottom.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to get out of here, guys. That's our first live stream. I hope you liked it. We'll probably do another one of these. I'll probably put out a post again for maybe some new questions, but hope I answered everything for everybody. I guess we'll see you guys later. And I want to say we really appreciate all you guys do. I know we say it at the end of videos, but not everybody makes it there. We really appreciate you guys watching because it took me 12 years to get my first 1 million views. And last month we got 2 million views. So it's really grown exponentially over the last year. And I can't say enough about how much I appreciate you guys watching. I never really thought we would have this many people watching stuff. But I guess we're going to get out of here. And I don't even know.
Another thing.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus saves and George Nelson withdraws. Okay?
Ralphie's thing now is Jesus saves and George Nelson withdraws. That's
It's
just
just
facts.
facts.
It's just facts. What are you going to do? So I don't even know how to turn this off. Let's try it. Here we go. Oh my gosh, how do we get out of here?
Uh,
There we go.
there you
See